So
could you give any, I guess, like a few tips in terms of maybe particularly nutrition? Because I think that's always, a hot one of like pelvic floor diet or whatever, there's always those out there. And just like a few guidelines in terms of movement to make sure that we are like, moving and eating in a way that does support our pelvic health.
Okay, so the first thing I would say is if you have an irritable bladder, it tends to be a few things that will irritate it. Caffeine, fizzy drinks, things that are high in like citrus, and then maybe even spicy foods, and then alcohol. Right, so I would be really mindful if you feel, when people say, what do they say? I've broken the seal.
Yeah,
right.
When you start drinking.
The reason you haven't broken any seal, your bladder's just realised that you're drinking alcohol and it's pissed off.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun. But like, so that when people say they've broken the seal, it's literally that it's gone through your body and your bladder's like, I don't like alcohol because... Newsflash, alcohol is just not good for you in any shape or form. As someone that drinks alcohol and loves wine, like it has no health benefits. But I would say so thinking about, is my bladder worse when I have these things in it, and maybe reducing those. I'm not saying don't have them, like we all want to enjoy our lives, but we know that they irritate our bladder, right? So that would be with regards to like hydration. And then with regards to like nutrition, it would be really thinking about like fiber intake and thinking about the types of fiber that work well for you, because I appreciate that some people have irritable bowels and like certain fibers don't work well for them, but finding fiber intake and plant variety is always going to help with your stool and getting it moving. So that would really, really be a big one for me. If you do increase fiber, increasing your hydration, because that is a problem, is a lot of people will really increase fiber, and some types of fiber suck in water, and thus you need to drink more water with it. I wouldn't say, any particular foods that I would be like, no, that's a bad food for your pelvic floor or whatever. But I would say, looking after your fibre is always going to be helpful.